What's up, guys? On the fly, the final score with our Friday update. If you're wondering about the podcast is not dead. Neither one of them are dead. We just took a little hiatus, and I've got some more stuff coming for you. And I promise you, soon it will be we'll be coming back. Um, I've just had a lot. I mean, a lot of stuff between getting stuff situation from my dad's passing away and work and being a football coach and my family. Uh, it's been an event. I'll put it that way. But I promise you, I'm starting to reach out to people again about getting the shows back started. If you haven't, I do. I have been doing a weekly podcast about ECU football with my football team, which is my football team that not doing too well right now. But if you check us out Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock on the Sports Objective, it's just another sports podcast. See the hat. Um, Me and Kyle Barber, we do it Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock. So check us out, guys. We just did one this past week with Terry Gallagher, former ECU player who set an NCAA record for 3 catches in a game for 217 yards. All three were touchdowns. Just about 72 yards a catch that a lot of people don't talk about because they lost that game to App State, and we did interview him actually on the anniversary of the date of that game, which was coincidental, um, but it was kind of funny. It worked out that way. Um, so I wanted to update you guys today. We're going to talk about NFL predictions. Last week I went 9-7, which is not good, but it's week one, so feeling out process. I didn't get lucky with some of my stuff, but I did pick Philadelphia to beat Minnesota last night, and I'm off to a good start. Um, Another reason I want to come on here tonight is good buddy, my good buddy Brian Meulen, who is the country music family now with his wife Annie Vander. Brian just put his new single out, his debut single actually, "Heaven in the Country." If you have not checked it out, if you didn't pre-save it like I did pre-save it. Go over to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your music at, and check out "Heaven in the Country." I promise you will not be disappointed. A great new song from a great guy. Brian, we wish you nothing but the best. We're always here. We'll have you on soon to talk about that and what's next for Brian. I know he's really excited today. I've been watching his post and sharing some of his posts over the last week or so about it. The days leading up to this release, and I've been talking to Brian a little bit too. And Brian's he was really excited, really excited about this, and I hope it does well. So you guys make sure you go out there, check him out at Spotify, wherever you listen to your music at, whatever your preference is, he's there. I promise you. And like I said, we will have Brian on. Brian's been on the show a couple of times, and he's a good friend. He really is a good friend. Him and Annie both. Wish him nothing but the best. And like I said, we'll be keeping you updated on that. And maybe we can get Brian, if you're out there listening, maybe we can get a video. Maybe that's next. A video for "Heaven in the Country." I'd like to see Brian's acting skills, see how he does on that. But I'm sure it'll be great if he does. Um, so NFL predictions. Let me pull up my schedule, like Roscoe P. Coltrane. You say, right on schedule. So Minnesota loses to Philadelphia last night, 34-28. Eagles are 2-0. So got that one right. And there's some tricky ones this week. And there is one up there that I'll probably catch crap for, and I'll probably miss it, but I'm going to take a chance. I took some chances last week. Some paid out. One paid out big, and it's involving that same team again this week. So we're going to get to that in just a second. Let's go right down the list. Colts and the Texans. Colts looked really good considering Anthony Richardson, rookie quarterback. The Colts look really good. Almost stole the win from Jacksonville. They're playing Houston, who hung around with Baltimore for a while, but Baltimore pulls away in the end. Colts, I think, get the win over the Texans here. Chicago at Tampa Bay. Chicago looked horrible. I told you guys all summer long, Justin Fields is going to have to prove to me before you guys got out there. And some of these sports writers and some of these people anointed him the next big thing just because he got DJ Moore and he's got a weapon now. He can do this. He can do that. He's got to be able to throw it to DJ Moore. It's not good in Chicago. And I think Tampa Bay surprises Minnesota last week. Baker Mayfield looked pretty good last week. So I think Tampa Bay goes to 2-0 with the win over Chicago. Seattle and Detroit. Oh, Seattle got upset by the Rams last week. I did not. Yeah, Brian, I don't know if you were here. We were just talking about Heaven in the Country. Your debut single came out 12 o'clock midnight last night. So we were just talking about you. I don't know if you missed it. I said some nice things about you, like you told me. So I'm expecting the check to be in the mail. So and I'll give you the I make sure we'll double check on the address to make sure you got the address right. But doing our NFL predictions. Look, I'll put it up there. See, Brian, whenever Brian comes in here, at least the first time, it always says Facebook user with Brian for some reason. So we have a joke with that. I don't know why. Yeah, he's saying he missed it. You'll drive it to me. Okay, come on down here to the big metropolis of Alaska, North Carolina. We'll take care of you down here. Definitely excited for you, bud, and wish you nothing but the best. And I'm telling the guys, Heaven in the Country, check it out wherever you listen to your music, streaming music at, and make sure you give this guy a follow. I promise you will not be disappointed. So getting back to Seattle and Detroit. Seattle upset by the Rams last week. Seattle's a little banged up right now. And I mean, you start to wonder, was this a fluke last year with Seattle? I don't know about a fluke, but we'll see about that. But Detroit, I think, is a real deal. They're coming off that big upset win over Kansas City that I picked. Yes, I picked it. And I think that continues. I think Detroit gets the win and goes to 2-0. When was the last time Detroit was 2-0? That's a good question we need to look up. Then Las Vegas and Buffalo. So Las Vegas got the win last week over Denver in a tight game. Buffalo, of course, the whole soap opera that was Aaron Rodgers on Monday night. And Josh Allen, he puts that gunslinger mentality out there sometimes. And sometimes there was a throw. He made a throw that just made no sense at all. That was picked off. So, of course, he threw 3 interceptions and then fumbled. So 4 turnovers on Monday night that led to that come from behind emotional win for the Jets on Monday Night Football. Of course, everyone, unless you're under a rock or hiding in a cave for a while, or maybe you took one of Aaron Rodgers' blackout retreats. Maybe you went to one of those. Aaron Rodgers, 4 plays into the game, tears his Achilles. He is done for the year. I think he just had successful surgery yesterday, but he is done for the year with the Jets. Is it the curse of the Jets or what? I mean, I listened to a lot of different podcasts, and I made sure I listened to the Locked On Jets podcast this week, a couple of episodes, just to see what the reaction was. And the guy hosting was the same way. Just when you think he had been a lifetime Jets fan, and just when you think you got a chance, and it's taken away from you. And it has happened several years where the Jets were supposed to be near the top. I won't say Super Bowl favorites, but near the top of the league. That was the expectations. And for one reason or another, injuries happened to them. And this is a big one right here. Zach Wilson you know, is Zach Wilson going to prove himself now? Is this his opening now? I don't know. He did lead that come from up, but a lot of that had to do with the defense and Brees Hall. But we'll see. This is Buffalo, and we're talking about the Jets. Buffalo, let's get back to Buffalo. They're supposed to be top 3 in the AFC. I think they get back on track against Las Vegas and get the win at home. I think, Josh Allen takes less chances than he did against the Jets, and I think they get the win. San Francisco and Rams. Boy, did the 49ers put a whipping on my boys. They put a big-time whipping on my boys last week. And the Rams get the upset win over the Seahawks without Cooper Kupp. And I've got to say this for my buddy, big-time Rams fan, Jack Panacchio, who was across the pond down under. I don't think it's going to happen this week, buddy. I don't think you're going to get the upset this week. San Francisco looks like one of the best teams in the NFL right now. And I just don't see the upset happening this week. So I think San Francisco gets the win over the Rams. Kansas City and Jacksonville, a rematch of the AFC, divisional playoffs last year. Kansas City coming off that opening night loss to the Lions. Reportedly, Chris Jones has signed a contract. That's not reported. That is fact. He signed a contract. But reportedly, Travis Kelce will be back. So that gives him weapons. Jacksonville, kind of, you think at home, this is at Jacksonville, that Jacksonville still remembers that playoff loss where they came close. They came close to getting it. But I'm going to pick the upset again. I know you guys think I'm crazy, especially with Kelce and Chris Jones coming back. But I think Jacksonville gets Kansas City this week, and Kansas City falls to 0-2. And I could be wrong as wrong is, but I'm just going to pick it this week. Chargers and the Titans. Tannehill's days as a Titan is come and gone. Three interceptions last week. And they still almost won the game last week, but they ended up losing to the Saints last week. But Chargers offense looked incredible with Kellen Moore. Some iffy play calls at times during key situations in the game, but Chargers running game is for real. I think Eckler might be out, but that Kelly is a real deal too. So they could have a good 1-2 punch with Kelly and Eckler. But I think the Chargers get the win over Tennessee. Baltimore and Cincinnati. Wow. Baltimore, like we said earlier, gets the win over Houston. I think it was 25-6. Lamar Jackson looks kind of lackluster, which he hasn't played in almost a year. That was the first time. Well, no, about a half a year, 3/4 of a year maybe. Hadn't played in a while. And J.K. Dobbins, the starting running back for the Ravens, out with a torn Achilles. That seems to be a problem the first week in the NFL. I wonder what that's about. But Cincinnati got walloped. I mean, walloped by Cleveland, of all folks. And, Cleveland's got their number. It's had their number for a while. But Joe Burrow with that injured calf, and I'm hearing he took a hit and hurt his hand in that Cleveland game. So I'm going to pick Cincinnati to bounce back and beat Baltimore. I think Burrow gets straight, and this offense gets straight. I just think their defense is stronger than Baltimore's defense, and I think they shut down that Baltimore offense. Green Bay and Atlanta. Atlanta's favored by like 1.5 in this game, and I don't know why. Green Bay looked really good last week. Love looked really good. Jordan Love, I think that's his name. I always get Caleb Love and Caleb Love, who used to play for Carolina. Jordan Love. It's Jordan Love. He looked good last week. He kept his composure in the pocket, stayed in the pocket, and made a throw or two when he could have took off, but he was He looked really good, being the first time anybody has started as a Green Bay on opening day as a Green Bay quarterback in what? Oh, jeez, 30 years, I think, 30 some years. So Atlanta quarterback Ritter. But I'll tell you what, did you see the move Bijan Robinson put on that touchdown he scored on that little screen pass? The stop and then start back up. Yeah, Bijan might be something special to watch out for in this league. But I think Green Bay gets the win over Atlanta. Giants and Arizona. Oh, geez. Giants. What the heck happened Sunday night? You were going down the field. You drove right down the field on the Cowboys. It looked like you couldn't do any wrong. The drive stalls. You go to kick a field goal. The field goal is blocked. And then after that, it's just a rout. I mean, it would look like Dallas was playing a Pee Wee League team. I'm sorry, Giants fans, but you know it's true. Dallas gets a 40-0 win over the Giants, and embarrassing the Giants. I mean, it was terrible. I had to cut it off because it was so embarrassing. They get the Arizona Cardinals. They travel to Arizona. Arizona looked better than I thought they would, considering who they have on the roster right now. But can they beat the Giants? I think the Giants bounce back and beat Arizona. Yeah, I think so. Josh Dobbs versus Danny Dimes. So who would have thought we'd hear that? All right, let's get to Dallas and the Jets, the aforementioned Jets, without Aaron Rodgers. This would have been a big matchup if Aaron Rodgers doesn't get hurt here. As it stands, Zach Wilson versus Dak Prescott, or Zach Wilson against that Dallas Cowboys defense. I don't see it being good. I mean, that defense for the Jets looks good, and I think that's what keeps them in the game. If I'm the Cowboys, I make Zach Wilson beat us. I play the run first, and I say, hey, if you're going to beat us, you're going to have to beat us throwing the ball. But I think Zach Wilson follows up short. Cowboys go to 2-0, and Jets fall to 1-1. Commanders and Broncos. What is up with Russell Wilson? I didn't see his stats last week, but it couldn't have been that great because nobody was talking about it. But let's see. 2 TDs, no interceptions, not bad. 177 yards passing. This is a tough one here because Washington and Sam Howell didn't look that great either. But I will go with Washington on this one. I'm going to go with Washington on this one. In a nail biter. Let's see. Who else we got here? My thing wants to go away. Okay. Miami versus New England. New England came close, gave Philadelphia a scare. If not for a 1 foot being out of bounds, this New England very well could have upset the Eagles last week. So the Dolphins in one of the best offensive games, I'll put it that way, I've seen in a long time against the Chargers last week. They pulled it out. Tyreek, what can you say about Tyreek and Tua? Tua over 400 yards through the air. Tyreek's talking about he wants 2,000 yards receiving this year, and he very well could get it because he was getting behind that Chargers secondary like it was nothing. Whenever he wanted, it was almost at will. He was getting behind them, make a big play, and you think the Chargers were getting ready to stop him. All of a sudden, Tyreek gets behind him, and Tua hits him, and made a great pass, a little fade pass in the end zone for a touchdown. I was really impressed with Miami. Hope that doesn't jinx you and your Dolphins fans out there. But anyway, Dolphins I think the Dolphins get the win over New England. I just don't think New England can stop Tua. I mean, I don't see it happen. I'll do like Warren Sapp. I just don't see it happen. Warren Sapp can't talk without shaking his head. I mean, anyway, Saints and Panthers. You know, Bryce Young didn't look bad last week. He didn't look bad at all. But I don't think they can beat Carr. I think it's going to be a one-sided game here at home. But I think the Saints get the win over the Panthers. And I thought we had 2 Monday night games this week. Anyway, Monday Night Football. Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cleveland coming off a big win over Cincinnati. And new defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz, he's got a new system in there. Could this be the year Cleveland turns around and doesn't choke? Who knows? Pittsburgh is struggling right now. Kenny Pickett has got to get his act together. And plus injuries, Cam Hayward out 8 weeks, Deontay Johnson out 4 weeks. It's not good. That's two of your big players on offense and defense right there. And how you answer that, I don't know if Pittsburgh has got it. I'm picking Cleveland this week. I hate to do it, and I hope it lights a fire under Pittsburgh. I know they're all watching me right now live. I hope it lights a fire under you, and you get out there and decide you want to play some football. But I got Cleveland. I mean, you can't always pick with your heart, and I have done that a time or two. But I've got to pick. I got to pick with my head this time, and seeing what I've seen, seeing what I saw last week. I hope it is a different story than last week, because last week was disappointing and just horrible. But yeah, I think that's the last one there. So 9-7 last week. We'll see how this week goes. As far as hopefully I can do a little bit better than last week. I also want to talk about last week. We missed it last week, and that got everything last week was kind of scrambled for me. Our good friend Noelle Tolan puts her new single out. You guys have got to check her out. I know I shared a lot with on social media from Noelle. And she is a 3-time former guest of the show. And I'm looking right now to see what the latest is. I want to show you guys something before we go and I don't think, you check out her new single, You're an Arrow. And I promise, Noelle, whatever she does is awesome. But I'll show you what she sent me. And I have not framed it yet, but it will be getting framed. If you see that, Stevie, thank you so much for your continued support. I'm forever grateful to love Noelle Tolan. That's right there. Guys, she is going to be a star. All these guys that you hear from Brickshore Media, give them a chance. We've had several on the show, and we're going to have some more coming when I get things because I'm doing a little retooling of On the Fly too, because I think it's been put in a category. We're about pop culture. That pop culture is music, movies, TV, entertainment, whatever you what have you. But we will cover all of that. Not just it's from music to wrestling. We're gonna have we'll have some wrestling discussions. Anything you can think of, music, movies, movie reviews. I'm coming up. I'm using this time too, guys, to try to come up with some new things to do. Listen, I'm watching a lot of different things. I'm not stealing from anybody, but I'm taking some of the best from from some other podcasts and bringing it to you as well. But yeah, like I've said before, guys, I can. If you're wondering, some people will probably, why can he do these updates and but he doesn't do his podcast? Well, there's a reason that I can come on here, and listen to my country accent. I can come on here, doing a live update and just start talking about one thing, and you guys start commenting, and it turns into something else. I don't have to. I have to prepare, but a podcast. You see my dog out there. My podcast is a lot of preparation, and I just haven't had time to do a lot of preparation for a podcast right now. So I apologize. It will be back on the fly, and the final score will be back soon. I promise you. I want to get it revamped, and I want to see it better than it was before. And I don't want to come up here and go through the motions on a podcast and not have it 100%. And right now, it's just not going to be 100% from me. I promise you. And that's not how I want to be. As far as doing all the research and all that I usually do, the time is not there for me right now, but it will be. I promise. It's coming soon. And hopefully we can get Brian back on. We've got another episode with Brian that we haven't shown you guys yet, but we will be showing you soon. Yeah, the dog's having trouble back there. That's my buddy Molly. Molly. She's camera shy. She turned her back on. But, going through this, what I have, and I'm not going to harp on that too much. And because everybody, a lot of you people know what I'm talking about. Going through this is tough. I mean, losing a parent is tough, and it has been tough. It's the toughest thing I've been through. And just keep me in your prayers. I mean, I know it's been over a month now, but it's been a month and a week and 2 days. Yeah, I know. But just keep me in your prayers. Keep my family in your thoughts, prayers. My mom's been so great. She's been so strong. But we have our moments, and I just don't want to do a podcast right now and not put everything I got into it. But like I said, hopefully in a few weeks I'll be ready and we'll get back to it. Thank Warden for being patient with me. Thank Matthew for being patient with me as well. The guests I've talked to, I've talked to a couple of the ones that I had interest in getting, and told them the situation. They were very understanding. They said they'd be ready whenever we could schedule something. And but yeah, just appreciate it. There's some changes going to be made to some of the podcasts, but it's going to be for the best. And I just want to thank you guys for being there. And I know a lot of you guys have messaged me and told me how much you were praying for me. And it means a lot. It really does. That, a lot of you people I've never even seen face to face. I've only on pictures and stuff like that. And you guys thought enough of me to send me that well wishes and prayers. And I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm not going to harp on that too much. Before I go, just a reminder, Brian Meulen, Heaven in the Country. Check it out, guys. Go to Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you stream your music at. Check it out. Hopefully we'll have Brian on to talk about sometime soon. How about those Bears, Brian? But but yeah, have a great weekend, guys. Hopefully, wish us luck tonight. My football team, we play Community Christian, the team we lost to. The only loss we have so far was to them, and it was a close one. Ann says hi. Hey, Ann. Oh, is she Ann? I call her Annie. I'm going to call her Annie. Annie, hi. Hope y'all are doing well. Yeah, Brian, I know we're going to get you on the show, bud, I promise. But yeah, tonight we play play that team, and hopefully we can pull out the win and go to 3-1. And then we're already, as far as regular season goes. It's Annie Vander. I saw Brian. Oh, watch out there. Stealing your husband's phone. How low can you go when you steal your husband's phone? Jeez. Hope everything's going well for you. I know your single has really taken off. I hope, it's like, I'm just kidding. Annie. This is like a country music country music royalty family here with you and Brian now. So we got to watch out for you guys. Any chance of a duet coming soon? Aha, threw that out there. Let's see. Any chance of a duet? I'm waiting for Annie's response. But yeah, guys. So think about that tonight. There could be. Look, guys could do a cover song that's a duet. We need to come up with that, guys. Annie and Brian together on a duet on a cover song. Oh, so I'm a hey. See how big this head is? There's a lot of useless knowledge up there. So do I have a spy camera? So apparently I'm going down the right track there. I'm just like a good podcast host. Do I have a spy? So there's something coming, guys. Get ready. I'm not gonna say anything else. Just get ready. Not a cover either. Oh, okay. Even better. So that should be monumental, and I will definitely have to get both of you on here at the same time before that happens. So you guys keep me posted. Maybe I don't know if it's anytime soon, but maybe that'll be the next, the how I do my revamp of On the Fly. Maybe that first episode needs to be Annie and Brian talking about that when they can talk about it. I'll put it that way, because you got to be hush hush some of this stuff right now. But you too, Annie. Thank you so much. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to head. Me and my daughter sometime we usually on Fridays head out and get lunch. So I'm going to get ready for that. What else is going on? I meant to talk a little bit about the music world, but I got so distracted by Annie. Annie's distracted. She's very distracted. Where did it go? Noelle. Of course, we talked about Noelle. You guys make sure you go check her out. Check out her new single, You're an Arrow. I tell you, it's the most personal song she's done so far, and probably it's a tough one. It's a tough one as far as, is it my favorite? I've got my favorite, and maybe I need to do a Noelle Tolan favorite episode song sometime soon. Favorite song episode. I'm all the pieces, guys. But anyway, like we said, check out Brian, his new single, Heaven in the Country. I'm looking right now, just going through the Ultimate Classic Rock, what they've got. And it's really not. Kiss solo albums ranked worst to best. That may be something. Bon Jovi song Jeff Tweedy thinks sucks. He's from Wilco. How does somebody from Wilco, no matter what I think of Bon Jovi now, how does somebody from Wilco come up and say a Bon Jovi song sucks? I don't even know who Wilco is. Let's see. Wanted Dead or Alive sucks. Okay. I'm going to leave on that one. That's not right. This song sucks and you should not like it. Whatever. Okay. All right, guys. You guys have a great rest of your Friday. Maybe I'll come on later on and just shoot the crap for a while. But we'll talk to you later on. You guys have a great. If I don't see you again, have a great weekend and go check out Heaven in the Country. You guys have a great day. And that's it for On the Fly, the final score.